The Catalyst. Carousel to MedBay, Kelvin. The black is so cold. The vacuum. The void. No air, nor light, nor hope. Outside the ISS infamy, one wrong move would be certain death. A rapid decompression event, also known as fucking up, would begin with the instantaneous evacuation of air in your lungs. Your body would instinctively gasp and gulp for air. Simultaneously, any and all liquid exposed to the void will evaporate. Your eyes, saliva, sweat, the flash freeze of exposed tissue would add to the hell of incredible discomfort. Commander Stanislav Regan read the word for what felt like the 100th time. Discomfort, he said out loud. Polite way to put it, eh? Krystoff Bakker ribbed. Among the men in the room, Chris was the only one who wasn't Federation military. He was a mercenary from back on Earth, somewhere from around South Africa, based off his accent, but who could really know? Regan slowly looked over with a sardonic smile, then lifted a middle finger. The gesture was met with a chuckle from all four of them, including himself, Chris, and Jinn. We've all been spaced at some point, Reg. It ain't no shame in it. Yeah, it's no big deal. Hell, I spaced myself during my first drill. Jenkins sat in his medical gown across from Chris and Regan, also wearing matching gowns. Outside the window was the topic at hand. A gas giant hung relatively motionless in the black nothing, an oceanic blue, deep but not dark, punctuated by streaks and stains of white. To the uninitiated, the planet looked like an ocean, but the perfectly even clouds betrayed the gaseous abyss beneath. A tone, deep and abrupt, broke the commotion coming from the men. Carousel squad, your decon time is over. Please report to MedBay Kelvin for full post-op physical checkup, the onboard AI Zoe announced aloud. Well, break time's over, Regan said, standing up, letting the pamphlet take his place on the cot that he had been sitting on. The others followed behind. Despite not being on the mission, however, they observed proper combat formation for the space they occupied. As they came into a new room, Regan would check the corners, in a nonchalant way, of course. As Jenkins took the left, walking casually ahead, Chris did the same on the right, and Jinn followed behind. Jinn had remained quiet since they got back, though she usually was. Hey Jinn, how's the mouth doing? Regan asked as she came into the room. Regan looked back as he walked ahead, only to see her sullen face answer his question. Doc will fix you up, kiddo. He grabbed a pouch from the shelf next to the door with a marked K, and tossed it back to her before they entered the room. Jinn opened the pouch to find two smaller clear pouches, one with blue liquid, the other orange. As she sat in the room, she kneaded them until the blue one hardened and became cool, and the orange one became warm. She tried the blue one, but immediately winced. Angrily grabbing the warm orange packet, she sighed when applying it to her cheek. They sat for a while, continuing to speak and jest and goof off as they waited for the doctor. Despite the pain, Jinn found relief in the antics of her squad mates. The medical officer finally came in and went to Regan, the commanding officer. Jinn needs to see you first. Listen, sir, regulations say I gotta check out CEO first, the medical officer interrupted. Well, Regan checked the med officer's sleeves and saw the corporal chevron. I'm pulling rank, he smirked. The medical officer seemed taken aback, almost confused, but went ahead and walked over to Jinn. Her helmet didn't latch correctly. We had to space ourselves and she was exposed, Regan explained. I'm sure Private Jinn can speak for herself, Commander. Or are you pulling rank? The medical officer said discourteously. Aye. Your teeth go well together, mate, Chris interjected. The medical officer's eyes widened. Oh. He moved to the corner and grabbed the folded wheelchair off the wall. Miss Jinn, if you'll have a seat in this, we can take you to Dr. Hux. He specializes in this sort of thing. I apologize, gentlemen. I'll take care of the private and get someone to check you guys out. Thanks, Doc. Appreciate it, Regan said politely. Soon, the men were all alone again. Reg, you're an alright CEO, you know that? Jenkins said. What makes you say that? Regan asked, sitting down where Jinn had been. He says it on account. I would have busted the doc's lip for being so snippy, eh? Chris chuckled. If it wasn't for my rank, Jenkins, I probably would have. Regan looked back out to the planet outside. Darwin 4.